Safety Optional. I'm Evan. Today we're going to be doing a little mechanic work on a lawnmower. My dad's lawnmower has a broken spindle and we're going to replace it today. And if you wonder what a spindle is, it's this doodad, and it goes up underneath the mower and it's what the blades mount to. This is broken off right around here. Let's get to work. So I'm going to get some ramps, get this thing up. We're going to get up underneath it. The spindle is way up underneath there. Well, not way up under, but underneath there. Alright, I'm here underneath the thing. I got up on the ramps. Kind of taking the lay of the land. I'm already noticing the turn. If you look up here on top, there's the part that we're wanting to change down there. You see the 4 bolts on top. I was wondering if it was nutted. You go down and look underneath, and there's no nuts. It looks like the spindle is threaded. You can see right there where it's broken, causing the blade to wobble. So it's like my dad hit something with the mower and broke that part of the spindle. I don't see any evidence of damage really on the blade, nothing obvious. But one thing I do notice is those bolts are just going right into the housing of the spindle. And in looking at the new spindle, those holes don't appear to be threaded. So I'm not sure what's going on with that. We'll have to check it out. First, got to get the old one off. So time to pull that bad boy off, get the belt. First, you gotta get the belt off. Then we'll pull the spindle. Stupid thing takes metric. Of course, I sell them at Lowe's. You can't buy freaking parts for them. It used to be you could go to your local John Deere lawnmower dealer and get everything you needed. Now, Lowe's put all those guys out of business. Sells all the John Deere mowers. Guess there's no profit or volume in the parts, so they don't sell them, so you got to go online to get them. Good luck trying to find this spindle at Lowe's, where you bought the mower in the first place. About the same as this Craftsman wrench that I'm using here too. Everybody's selling out. I got to take the thing off to get the belt off the spindle, and then I got to take the top nut off the pulley. Can't be easy. It can never be easy. Let me get that off there. 7/8. I'll have to do the old wood block number under here. Yeah, she ain't wanting to come. Before I go get the big ratchet, we'll experiment with the little torque multiplication here. Feel on this blade down here, I think I felt a nick, which might explain how the damage happened in the first place. There we go. A little foot around the corner. Okay. There we go. That got her. Now she's coming up. Well, yes, I should be wearing gloves to do this while grabbing the quasi-sharp lawnmower blade underneath the nut. Alright. Now, why did I have to remove that? Well, I had to remove it anyway, but also, of course, the outer diameter of the pulley is much bigger than the diameter of the little hole here through which the spindle needs to come. Boy, having this camera to record this right in the middle of my stroke isn't a pain in the rear at all. Sarcasm. Yeah, I totally should have gotten out the pneumatic ratchet for this. Totally. Wait a minute. How many times do I have to tell myself, work smarter, not harder, before I listen to myself? There we go. Let's see here. Yep. They're threaded. Okay, I'm not gonna lie. My workbench is pretty much a disaster area. But there's a good reason for that. It was somewhat tidy until my wife and I decided to add on about 500 square feet to our house. And yeah, it ended up being the dumping ground for stuff coming and going from working on that. I'll just clean off a little room here. I didn't put this here on purpose, I promise. New part, old part. Already can see a problem, but there's always a solution to every problem. The real question is getting that off of there. So, a lot easier to do it on the bench than on the mower. As I'm looking at this thing, you can see here's the nick where it probably hit the rock. This thing, there's definitely something wrong with it. With that snout on there, there's a bunch of play. You can see. Hear the bearings rattle around. There's a chip here on the back side. Yeah, all was not well with this thing. So we'll do the lazy job. We'll just measure up here in the old vise. Like I said, pardon the mess. And wouldn't you know it, 7/8 for the nut holding the pulley on, 15/16 for the one holding the blade to the other dude. And for now, I'm just going to replace this, put this blade back on here because it's pretty, other than the nick, somewhat sharp. So you'll see the shaft here is splined, as is the blade. And that's how it imparts force to it. Look, the bearing's even cracked. I wonder if using that grease zerk to keep this thing lubed would have helped. Who knows? And the parts look basically the same. Yep, threaded alike. So really the only difference is there's no threads in the holes. Now, question is, a manufacturing defect or what? I've got a couple of solutions I can offer up. Ooh, not good. These holes are bigger than these. If they're smaller, I could ream it and or just go and thread it, but I can't like this. I have to go put my thinking cap on. This may be the wrong part, but it cross-references being the correct part. Of course, I bought it from Walmart.com because it was cheap, which probably explains the whole deal there. Yep, 20962 and 21098, which is what cross-referenced as the correct part. So it looks like I've got the wrong part. But we need the mower to work soon. I may just have to AVE my way around this one. Make it work. Let's see what we got in the old bolt bin. All right, like I said, I'm up against the clock here to get this thing fixed. I think I may have found a temporary solution that'll at least get me back in business. Some hardware here that I think I can tap out these holes, bolt them up with these, and make it work while I order the correct part, and get that in so my dad has a spare whenever he wants to change it out. At least get him back mowing his lawn, because the grass is starting to get high. So I'm gonna get the tap set. Alright, I got out the old tap and die set here. And these, so here's the existing bolts, and I want to replace it with these. I think these will work. They look like they're about right. They'll fit through the hole already in the mower deck, so I don't have to ream it out anymore. So I looked through here, and I think I found the tap that's just right on the money for these. It's a 5/16 by 18, 5/16 size by 18 threads per inch. Use 17/64 drill bit. I'll be perfectly honest, I did not think it was going to be this involved. Guess I'll just chuck her up in a little vise here. Be careful not to crack it, because it's a cheap, flimsy housing here. Oh, look at that. Don't even need the drill bit, they're already drilled out. We can go right to tapping. Yeah, we'll give it a try. I don't feel bad about destroying this part anyway, because I only paid 20 bucks for it. It buys me a few trips around the yard. It will have been worth it. Might add that my dad owns a machine shop. I know very little to nothing about machining, so it's going to be fascinating to hear what he says after he sees me doing this. The reason why he's not fixing his own lawnmower is because he decided to fall off the deck out at the cabin and 4 feet vertically and break his hip. And I told him he was not allowed to be climbing up and down, crawling around to fix his mower. Plus, they were going on vacation, so I decided to go pick up his mower and fix it for him. Look at that, like a charm. Having learned from the disassembly, assembly will be reverse of disassembly. Well, let's cross our fingers and hope that this works. Index it where the grease zerk is easy to get to. Looks like it worked. I didn't have to drill out the holes here. I'm going to give my dad back all his fasteners. So when we get the correct part, you can just swap it out. Yep, she's all there. Got to reroute the cable or the belt. Do that back on. Just keeps your belt from coming off. And of course I could have consulted the internet or some other source for instructions, but that's cheating. Alright, so now we just need to get the blades. Make sure the blades clear each other. These bolts are a little long. Gonna catch some grass and dust and debris and whatnot, but could cut them off. For now I'm just gonna leave them. So I'll order the correct part, have it on hand, and I'll swap it out another time. For now that's just gonna catch some crap, but just have to keep it clean. So one other thing that I wanted to fix on this mower was this right here where this wheel is splayed out. You can tell it's been splayed out for a while because of the wear pattern here, asymmetrical on the wheel. And the problem is that this bracket's bent. My dad's like, it doesn't matter. I can mow with it like it is. But I'd really like to fix it right. And I've got a couple of tricks up my sleeve. First I'm going to pull the wheel off. Yeah, just the wheel riding on this, and you can tell that it's been side loaded like that, been out for quite a while. Look at how the shaft here is worn. Let's get this part straightened out. You can see it's been off at about a 45-degree angle. So nowadays, one tool that doesn't get a whole lot of use is a pipe wrench. They're almost an anachronism these days with PEX, PVC, and copper piping. No threaded connections that you need to wrench on, but they are handy for a few other things too. Let's see here. I need to torque it up and back, torque it. Straighten it out a little bit. Oh yeah, that's pretty straight here. Let's go a little bit more, I think. Could reverse the wheel if I wanted to, because that side rides on there. Oh yeah, that'll work. Oh, before I put the wheel on, look how much it's chewed up this. Yeah, this is going to be a big help. Mostly because this darn thing won't be stuck up all the time. Alright, time to test it out.